Good day to you from Vegas, and this is a warm day or a warm morning or afternoon, kind of late morning, early afternoon. Thank you so much for joining, and got a chance to visit some really nice places here. Lots of lobsters I noticed in Vegas from the M Resort at Anthony's Prime Steak. Really nice place, and if you're planning to go, I would suggest you make reservations because someone mentioned that they're booked till July 2024. So try to get on the cancellation list like I did. So I'm really grateful because a lot of people also have suggested really great places to try. There is a fantastic Chinese buffet here in Vegas, and they have lobster and crab as well. I think this is called the Imperial Chinese buffet seafood restaurant with sushi and all that good stuff. So I can't wait to give it a try. And that's going to be in the evening. And right now, I'm just on the Linq promenade, kind of one of the favorite places because everything and everywhere you want to eat. Places like Giordano's that you can only get in Chicago or a few other places, or in my case, In-N-Out Burger, which I can only get in when I'm traveling in the States, not in Vancouver. You can get them all right here in Vegas. And gosh, it is sunny, and I can really feel the heat blazing down. It's like 100 degrees, so really nice to be in the shade and just walking along. And Calvin, who also commented, recommended going to In-N-Out Burger. And in fact, he encouraged, and you know me, I don't need a lot of encouragement. I'm just right down here, and I think In-N-Out Burger is further down on the promenade. So I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a snack first before later this evening with all the lobster and Chinese food. So thank you so much for joining me. Really grateful for that, and also really grateful to Ridge for sponsoring this video. Ridge makes amazing minimalistic wallets that are effective at keeping your valuables and information safe, whether traveling or at home. I hate bulky wallets, and Ridge is an effective solution to that. And let me show you mine. Nice and compact with room enough for cash. This is carbon fiber, and with the durable materials used, Ridge offers a lifetime warranty. And with the over 30,000 five-star reviews, the team at Ridge is so sure you'll love their product that they'll give you a 99-day money-back satisfaction guarantee. So there really isn't any risk. So give them a try. Visit Ridge online, and there you'll find over 30 styles and colors to choose from. And check out their other products, from watches to rings to key cases. Holds up to 6 keys and no more jingling keys in your pockets anymore. And if you've been considering about purchasing a Ridge product, now is the perfect time to do so because Ridge is offering a sweepstakes. They are giving away a Velociraptor 500. The Hennessy Performance team out in Texas has tuned a Ford Bronco into 500 horsepower of off-roading performance. And if off-roading adventures isn't your thing, Ridge is offering an alternative $75,000. So there's something for everyone. And to enter without any fees, go to Ridge online. And also for every $1 spent, you get an additional entry, and some Hennessy products gives you up to 1,000 entries. And Ridge was kind enough to offer a promotion. Use link ridge.com/Tim Lee, promo code Tim Lee, to not only save 10% off your next purchase, but also to get 10 additional entries. That link again is ridge.com/Tim Lee, promo code Tim Lee to save 10% off your purchase and get 10 additional entries. And I believe the last day for the sweepstakes is September 30th. So good luck, everyone.
And this just in, between now and the end of the sweepstakes, which is September 30th, there are bonus entries giving you a better chance of winning. For every $1 you spend on the site, you get 2 times the entries. And if you buy new Hennessy products, you get 10 times the entries. So good luck to everyone.
And I see we are approaching In-N-Out right over there. And there is no lineup for a change. Come on, let's go. All right, maybe there's a little bit of a line. And it is kind of interesting. The line kind of wraps around. But that's okay because the prices look pretty reasonable at $5.50, at least reasonable for Vegas Strip standards. I don't come here quite often, so I have to check up on the lingo. Hi there. Hi. Can I get double animal style and animal style fries? How about a Coke?
No.
Yes, yeah. Got my order, and I think we need to wait a little bit more, but I think we can go for a drink first. Ooh, Dr. Pepper.
There's 58 and 63 green.
Yes.
That's 80, only, just 80.
Oh, thank you. So it's not too busy here, and I was able to get a table, and kind of nice to be sitting outside and enjoying the view there. And really grateful to Calvin for giving me that just little bit of a nudge, and it was just a little one because I don't really need much of a nudge. And I think animal style means it is smothered with, I think these are grilled onions, the secret sauce, and a lot of cheese. Can't go wrong with a lot of cheese, except when they clump together. Let's see. So it does get a bit messy, but that's a sign of a good meal. Cheers. Wow. Once in a while, it is a decadent treat. And while you're eating here, you can hear them announcing all the orders and making the patrons really happy. And I think we got to dig into that burger. And I must say, they do present this nicely, all wrapped up. A lot of cheese.
Just 5, 3, and 8, please.
That is good. And the burger is so big. This is a double, animal style, with lots of cheese and onions and sauce. And it's so thick that when you bite into it, you do have to kind of inhale to make sure nothing escapes. That is so good. Heaps and piles of the patty and the veggies, some lettuce and tomatoes and the pickles. Makes it quite refreshing. This would be so easy to finish. Just a little bit of Dr. Pepper. Oh, cheers. Very good, and thank you for the encouragement, Calvin. So I think I'm just going to finish this off and then walk around and explore a little bit more, work off the energy, and then later we'll head off to the Chinatown area. Again, really good value there, and we'll visit the Imperial Sushi Lobster Buffet. I can't wait. Again, finish this off and away we go. So kind of nice to work off that meal, and now the sun has set and a quick Uber ride takes us to Imperial Sushi and Seafood Buffet. So I've got my appetite back. Come on, let's go in. This is a weekday, so it's not too busy, but I still see a lot of food. I got a chance to walk around the buffet and it looks pretty substantial, so I can't wait to get started. I just need a little bit of a drink first, and thank you so much. So I think Leon knows how messy a eater I am because I have a stack of napkins right here. But first, a little bit of Diet Coke. Just watching the wait here after so many buffets. Cheers. Very nice. So I think we better get started. There's lots of sushi. I see some lobster and dim sum. I can't wait. Just gonna go grab a plate first. Hey Leon, how are you? So Leon, what is the best dish here that must not miss? Lobster? All right, thanks Leon. All right, so Leon timidly said don't miss the lobster, and I agree with him. And look at this. Right here is where you have, I think, the dim sum and the hot food. And I think right over there is where the lobster that Leon was referring to. Over there is the crab. But I think we're gonna start off with a little bit of sushi first, just to whet the appetite. Ooh, very nice. So I think we'll start at the end of the buffet. Grab a plate here. All right, so the end starts with the desserts, but I think we're gonna skip that and save that for later. And this is the sushi here. And right away, we're off to a good start. A little bit of tuna tataki. And I think they're not separating, so I think we'll need to take both, even though they are separating. Okay, right over here. And these ones are escalor. And I think this is whitefish. So you can only have a few. They're really tasty, but too much, you're gonna be in trouble. A little bit of mackerel. Oh, a little bit of snapper. That should be pretty good. I think we've doubled it up here. The empty plate here is salmon, but that's okay. We'll come back because there's more. And this is a rectangular tuna. I think there's two here. Let's grab this. Next to the seared tuna, and then some clams and octopus. So a good start with the sushi and the sashimi, but let's go for the sushi next. And it goes all the way down there, and starting off, a little bit of seaweed sushi we'll skip. And I wonder what a volcano roll is. Let's give that a try. Maybe an extra one for good measure. And I know I have to watch that too much rice, but that's okay. Let's see. A little bit of edamame, some imitation crab, and then some clams. There is a lot here, and this certainly gets you filled up. So some more octopus, and this is a little bit more tuna. I think I'll skip that, but we'll go for the snapper right over here. Oh, and that looks pretty good. This is the Escolar sushi. So again, you can't have too much. There. Moving on, let's see, some cucumbers, some salmon, a little bit of tamago, and a shrimp tempura roll. And as much as I like a shrimp tempura roll, I think I'm going to skip that for something nice and deep fried. And I'm not sure what this is, but it looks like a wonderful deep fried goodness. I think it's some crab, but whatever it is deep fried. A little bit of rainbow roll, and then a shaggy crab roll, an angel roll with 2 L's, so it's doubly good. And I think with that, I gotta give it a try. Okay. And number 2, and I think that's enough for me, but ooh, a spicy girl roll. And I swear this is the last one, otherwise I'm filling up too much and there's not enough room. But I think that is a unagi roll or an eel roll, maybe just one more. Too much sushi. Oh, and there's more. So this is nice, some seafood. This is a fungus. This is a woodier mushroom, some seaweed, a little bit of mussels. But I think I'm gonna go for some of the oysters. As good as these oysters look, I see something grilling over there. So while it's nice to have the raw oysters, having a grilled oyster is even better. I just need to find it. And there it is. So to get to the oysters, you gotta pass the prime rib bones. Little bit of lobster left, but that's okay. We'll come back when there's more. And here it is. This appears to be Oyster Rockefeller's Asian style, because instead of the spinach, you have the spring onions. Let's go for a few. And number 2. And these are looking massive. And let's see, I'm just gonna peruse around here. And oh, I'm just gonna skip and jump through the buffet, but we'll take you back for the full thing. But something I don't want to miss. This is a table of deep fried goodness. And I think maybe for the appetizers, a little bit of spring roll and also a little bit of crab rangoon. Perfect, quintessential, authentic Chinese food. And I think that is good for the first plate of appetizers. All right, so I almost regret getting so much food at the start, because remember when the lobster was empty there, I just saw them stocking it up and filling it up when I was returning to the table. But I think we better finish this up really quickly and then go for the seafood. And I think we got to start with the oysters while they're still nice and warm. That is very good with all the wonderful juices. And we have another one to dump the juices on and a little bit more. Cheers. Oh, nice and plump. And the juice. Oh, and as good as that was, try a little bit of the authentic crab rangoon. And I think we can do this with our hands here. Not bad. Nice and creamy. A little bit of crab and a little bit of crunch. A little bit unhealthy in the best possible way. Best not to get too much of that. But I think before the sashimi and the sushi gets too warm, let's go for a little bit of the sashimi first, starting with a little bit of the seared tuna, a little bit of soy and wasabi. Oh. It's nicely grilled with a little bit of salt and pepper and quite fresh as well. Very good. Kind of curious about the volcano roe, and that's looking pretty interesting. A little bit of crispy shrimp, a little bit of topping, and a little bit of soy. Cheers. That's not too bad. The topping on top, as opposed to the topping on the bottom, it's imitation crab, a little bit spicy. And then the shrimp is nice and crispy, but nice texture. And I think I'm gonna go for the escargot. Don't have too many of these. I think these two are my limit, because too much, I think you're gonna have a bit of digestion issues. And really grateful to the folks in the past that gave me that little tip. So really, believe me, really grateful for that. Cheers. Oh, that is really nice though. The white fish is nice and silky, wonderful texture. But again, a little bit only. I can't wait to try the spicy girl in roll form. And it's similar to the volcano roll with a topping, but I think it's got some spicy tuna inside. A little bit more. It's a good roll. Good amount of rice, not too much, but the spicy tuna is nice and well seasoned. A little bit spicy, as it should be. So I think I'm just gonna finish off this first round. And again, I gotta go for the lobster, and I'll take you back shortly. Oh, cheers. First round almost done, and I think I overdid it with the sushi. The crispy, shaggy roll was kind of nice. The snapper sashimi, really nice and fresh, and I think next time, instead of going for the escargot, I'll go for the snapper. Really tasty and much safer. And the spring roll is just one of those items that you can't resist, but when you kind of get it, it's okay. But to make up for it, that deep fried roll was quite good. Nice and crispy on the outside and inside. A little bit of salmon and cream cheese, very good. And I think I'm just gonna finish this up and we'll go for some lobsters. Cheers. It's a big bite. All right, and this time I'm just gonna B-roll it to the lobster, which is sitting right over there. But I think the lobster needs a bit of something to sit on. Maybe a little bit of fried rice. And I know it's not a good idea to get rice, but this is to soak up the sauce. Can I get some lobster? Oh, wow, thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. Can I get a little bit of sauce? Oh, that is so good. Oh, thank you so much. No more, no more. That's good, that's good. Thank you. So they are certainly generous here. Look at this. So really kind of them, but I think I'm gonna take a look at what else is here. So with that much lobster, I think I'm gonna have to prioritize, and I think I'm gonna skip the hibachi grill and go for some other dishes next to the lobster, because we have some wonderful prime rib bone. I was gonna say I was gonna find a little one, but it's actually a little bit difficult. I think this is as small as they come, which is pretty big. This looks so good. A little bit of sea bass. Oh, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, thank you so much. You're very kind. Next to the prime rib bone, kind of a surf and turf with a little bit of sauce. These are the oysters we had earlier. Look at these shrimp. Oh, thank you so much. So I think with so many, I think we're just gonna go for one. And it's nice, they kind of devein everything. Pork belly, that is nice and braise a little bit of pork fat in layers of striations of pork, fatty goodness and meat. And next to it, let's see, some clams and short rib, which I think I'm gonna skip in favor for some duck. And sometimes the risk at a buffet is sometimes things stay out for a little while. Might look a bit dry, but one way to find out, and a little bit of risk makes things a little bit more fun. Let's try this. So I'm not really sure what I say in the videos, but oh, a little bit of veggies for health. But next to the veggies, some baked scallops. which is looking really nice. Maybe a little bit here. And one that is baked a little bit more. The quintessential Chinese dish, beef and broccoli. Oh, they have more seafood. And this is not it. This is sweet and sour pork. But this is the seafood I was talking about. These are a nice snow crab, nice and warm. And I think in an Asian buffet, they're usually quite warm as well. Oh, this plate is looking so messy. Let's go for one more. I think I need a little bit more of a systematic approach to plating, and oh, a little bit of mussels, a little bit of shrimp. Oh, and this looks really nice. And typical in Asian restaurants, the fish is steamed. So I think I'm gonna give this a try, a little bit of steamed flounder. That should be really tender. And unfortunately, there's no room. So I think we'll need to adjust a little bit. Now we'll put this right on the side. And I think this is it. But another row of goodness. A little bit of chicken, a little bit of ribs. Oh, and as full as a plate is, I can't say no to the coconut shrimp because they look so massive. Let's go for two, and I think two is all we can handle. These are, I'm not sure if you can see the perspective, but they are pretty big. I think we just have to tuck it in into this little pocket here. So this is kind of cool. These are frog legs. I've had them before and I forgot what they taste like, but they were pretty good. So let's rediscover the taste of frog legs again. And then the frog legs right between the leg of crab and number two, and more deep fried goodness. But I think I'm gonna skip on those because the plate is just so full. Lynn was certainly generous with the lobster there, and you might have noticed a few more things here. I just couldn't resist at the dim sum station. So I noticed they had some clam chowder, so I got some of that with a little bit of Tabasco sauce, and I couldn't resist the sticky wrap. And it wouldn't be a Chinese buffet without the chicken feet. And with so many items here, it's kind of hard to figure out where to start. But I think I'm gonna give the clam chowder a try. Someone mentioned with New England clam chowder, you certainly need a little bit of Tabasco. Not bad, quite creamy. And I think it's the Tabasco that gives it a little bit of that extra kick. Very nice. And I think I can't wait any longer. I think I have to dig into the lobster. And they are certainly generous, and I see them piling up more and more lobsters. And I think the nice thing is in an Asian restaurant, the lobsters are cut into pieces, so they are easy to eat. Just gonna use my hands here. Really efficient and really tasty, beautiful lobster meat. Oh, that is so good. Nice and meaty chunks of lobster, and really efficient because when they chop this up, it's so easy to take out, and that sauce is wonderful. Oh. Very good. And speaking of the sauce, that is why I got the rice, to soak up that wonderful ginger, onion, scallion sauce. And I think I'm gonna need a spoon to make sure I pick everything up. Oh. And as good as the lobster is, which it is, I think the rice with the ginger, onion, scallion sauce is on par, if not better, than the lobster itself, but that's okay. We can have both. And this is a case where one can eat their cake and have it too. Cheers. Gotta try those massive coconut shrimp. And let's see, they are huge. All right. So when you're here, definitely go for the lobster, but definitely don't miss the shrimp as well, because it seems the bigger the shrimp, the tastier they are, and these are ginormous. I think I'm gonna try that sea bass. And to get the sea bass, you have to dig through a mountain of crab for it. That is the type of work I like to do. Nice and soft and tender, and for a delicate fish, steaming it is the perfect way to go. Oh. And all that's missing is a little bit of prime rib, but in lieu of the prime rib, we have the prime rib bone. We're gonna give this a try with our hands. And one of the things with prime rib is that it can be pretty filling Well, let's give this a try. It's not bad. First bite was a bit tough. Let's try a second. Okay. It's got a little bit of chew to it, not as tender, but still very meaty. Just on the verge, but still not bad. Much tender on this side. And I think what I'm gonna do, I'll park that and dig through and go for the duck. And I remember this was a bit dry or looking a bit dry, but let's see how it is. Oh. That's actually pretty good. A little bit of duck skin, but the drumstick or the dark meat is nice and succulent, not dry at all because of all that luscious fat. Oh. That's pretty good. And I have tried frog's legs before, but not very often, and I kind of forgot how it tastes like. I remember it was kind of like a chicken and a fish combined, and I just need to confirm that. Yeah, like a chicken and a fish combined. Very soft, very succulent, nicely breaded, and again, a little bit of meaty texture like chicken and fish. Not a bad combination. Very good. So I think I'm gonna finish this off and see what else is next on the buffet. And I think they have some Asian desserts, so I can't wait to take you back. And a little bit more Coke. Very good. So normally I would go for a few more savory rounds, but that main entree round certainly did me in. The sticky rice looked wonderful, and it is, but that was a definite mistake. Really tasty, but oh, so filling because we have a mountain of lobster and lots of seafood with the crab as well. And the crab is cooked perfectly because it is so easy to crack. You get the whole piece of meat all in one go. And while they have butter, I think a little bit of clam chowder would make a perfect sauce. Loop it up to catch more of that creamy goodness. So I think I'm gonna call it done for the savory round. And normally if I was here, I would go straight for the lobster on that bed of rice, which is fantastic to soak up all that sauce. But when I'm filming, I try to get a little bit of everything, and I'm just kind of curious, if you were to attack this buffet, which one would you go for first? And no matter which one you go for first, I know which one I'm gonna go for next, and that's dessert. Come on, let's check it out. So I think I'm a little bit grateful that the dessert area is relatively well managed and small. The desserts, I must say, is a little bit limiting because that is about it for the cakes. So I think I'm just gonna go for a really small plate, a little bit of chocolate cake with some mango cake. And maybe because I'm a little bit tired, a little bit of coffee cake right over here. And maybe a little bit of watermelon center cut, just one. And I think that is about it. But oh, I think they have some Asian desserts. This is tapioca pudding, so I think I have an idea. Let's get one of these. And I think that is it. But oh, look at this, ice cream. I've never heard of a red bean ice cream before. Can I try a red bean ice cream? I think that's enough. Yeah, thank you. So I do have to admit, the dessert section at the buffet, at this buffet, is somewhat limiting, and I think that's typical for a Chinese buffet. So when you come here, go for the lobster, go for the shrimp. Don't save room for dessert, at least save a little bit. But this is kind of neat. I've never tried a red bean ice cream before, but I am happy to give it a try. Let's see. Almost like strawberry with a bit of red bean. It's very cold and beany. I don't know what other way to describe it, but it's a unique taste, pretty good. And I think what would go better is a little bit of coffee in the form of coffee cake. And I think I'm gonna try that with the ice cream, but for now, I'm gonna try it on its own. Oh, you do taste the coffee. And kind of modest, typical coffee cake, but I'm gonna try that with a little bit of the red bean ice cream. A nice beanie chocolate coffee cake. Not bad. From red bean to coffee bean. I think I'm gonna try a little bit of the tapioca dessert. But I think what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of watermelon for a little bit of freshness. We'll dice it up. Knife and fork. There we go. And let's see. Perfect ice. Oh, Chef Neil and Chef Grace would be proud. Into the tapioca pudding. A little bit of make your own dessert. So we've got a little bit of sago, a little bit of coconut milk, and a lot of watermelon. Very refreshing. And you can taste how well it's diced. Wonderful coconut flavor and a burst of sweetness. Diced perfectly, if I do say so myself. A little bit exaggerated, but cheers. So, this is Imperial Buffet. And this is a weekend, $40, $45 for a nice, wonderful Chinese food with lobster and crab. So really enjoyable, casual experience here. Great food, great price, and there's lots of food. But of course, the great people like Leon and Lynn, who was behind the counter, piling on heaps and heaps of those lobster, and who's a bit camera shy. So really grateful to Leon and Lynn, and really grateful to you for joining and keeping me company through this lobster Chinese buffet, and really grateful for that. So until we see each other again, I hope you're keeping well, I hope you're eating well, and I hope you're traveling well. And with that, I think I need a little bit of a drink. And this is Diet Coke. All the best to you, and until we see each other again, God bless.